Hello everyone and welcome to Soul Bouquet, where we carpe our everyday diem. So firstly, for this video, we're going to pretend my nails are done. I didn't really have time to update them today, which kind of brings me to my second point. Sorry that I missed Thursday's video. I did record something and I did my nails this color for it, but as I was reviewing the footage, I totally hated it and decided not to upload. It was a video explaining sigils if you wanted to know what it was. Now that that's out of the way, today's video is going to be asking the question whether your person has changed. So today I have 3 piles for you to choose from. So this is pile 1. This is pile 2, and this is pile 3. So just sink back into your body, take a deep breath, and choose whichever pile or piles are calling out to you. And the timestamps will be in the description box and in the comments. As always, this is a general reading, so just take the bits and pieces that resonate with you and leave the rest behind. Yeah, other than that, see you in your pile. So hello to pile 1, which is this sigil. This is your reading. So I'm just going to explain the sigil in a second, but first I'm just going to show you your tarot, and then after I read your tarot, I'm going to do some oracle cards a little bit later on. Once again, this video is asking the question, has your person changed? This could be for a romantic situation or not. Take it how it resonates. So these are your tarot. The first is the Ace of Wands reversed. The second is the Queen of Swords. And then the third one is the 5 of Coins. The back of the deck, you have the King of Wands reversed. Clarifying those, you have the 4 of Pentacles reversed. Then you have the Ace of Wands reversed. That's the second time that's here. And then in the last position, you have the 8 of Swords reversed. The back of that deck is the 5 of Wands. Okay, so your sigil means I am my own soulmate. So we'll see what that kind of means in the context of your reading as we go on. I'm guessing though with that, I feel that your person might be coming into themselves a bit more, but we will see. Anyway, so first we're going to come here to the back of your deck, the deck energy, and this is the King of Wands reverse, and it's being clarified by the 5 of Wands. So from what I feel from this is that the situation that you are currently in, or the situation that you're coming to this reading is that the person who you are thinking about is not really taking responsibility for their actions. Instead, they're blaming everybody around them. From what I'm really thinking is the King of Wands is the person who will be able to direct the other people under them, and these are all fighting. But in this reverse position, I'm feeling that they are saying, oh, it's not my fault, they're doing whatever they want and they just can't control them. But I feel that if they were to really step up, they will be able to handle everything that's going on in their lives. I'm not feeling like this is people. I just think that this is more circumstance. So for instance, if something's going wrong, or maybe they didn't get something, and I feel that they are blaming others and they're not really coming into their, I feel like they're just copping out. And it's not just me. It's not me. It's not me. And I feel that that's why the sigil is here. I am my own soulmate. Usually the sigils are, I use them as affirmations so you could go into that space. So I'm feeling like this person's not in that space. They're not seeing that they have everything they need already. Anyway, so we're going to come here. So we have the Queen of Swords, and it's being clarified by the Ace of Wands reversed. So with this Queen of Swords, I'm kind of feeling that your person might be just, I don't want to say beheading people. That's when I'm coming to this person's head in particular. I'm not sure why. it might be a description of your person. Maybe they usually have a bun. I'm not really sure. But like it might, what I'm kind of feeling is like this person has a large, like I want to say they burn a lot of bridges. And I feel it could just be because, you know, we have the King of Wands here in reverse and they're like, oh, everything's everybody else's fault. So then they come here and they just start to cut everybody off because, again, they don't really want to take responsibility for what they've done. They are, instead of taking action, they are just cutting people off. And eventually, I don't think that they're going to be able to turn anywhere else except for themselves. This person is somebody who, like, I don't want to say they're afraid of looking at themselves. I just want to say they're really sort of, instead of taking responsibility and maybe cleaning up messes that are already there, they're just going to walk away, if that makes sense. I want to say it's kind of like a scorched earth policy. It's not really making sense to me in this context, but it's more that they are sort of not really, yeah, it's just they're not seeing their part of anything. They're just walking away from everything that happens around them and saying it's everybody else's fault instead of taking responsibility. Like, usually the Queen of Swords is somebody who will definitely see things for what they are and walk away because of that. Like in this Queen of Swords, she's cutting off the heads of her enemies. But I'm feeling that this person isn't doing that. They're cutting off everybody around them just because they don't want to see their own action in it. And that does bring me back to the sigil because with the I Am My Own Soulmate card, they would be able to see basically everything that they have done in the situation and just take responsibility. This card again means that you have everything that you need and you will be able to see that, but instead they're blaming others and just walking away instead of dealing with what they have done in the situation. Anyway, so now I'm coming back to here. This is the Ace of Wands reversed, and it's being clarified by the Four of Pentacles reversed. So once again, this is the second time the Ace of Wands reversed is in this reading. So that just is really reinforcing to me that this person does not want to do anything to improve themselves. They expect other people to do it for them. And if you look at this one in particular, like wands do represent fire, and this wand is in fact on fire. And I'm feeling like that's what they're really doing. Is like literally they'll rather burn up everything that's around them so there's nothing left rather than look at themselves and see what they have done for it. The Four of Pentacles in this usually to me is somebody who is like holding on something just to protect themselves, but in this position I'm feeling like they're just holding on to the idea of it not being their fault, and it's really an unfortunate way for them to be. I'm also seeing that in this card there is fire in the background, like things are, oh, this is like a church and it's burning down. I'm guessing it's like leading into the Five Pentacles, obviously, where there is nothing left. And yeah, it's just really, they are trying to not even protect themselves. They're trying to close their eyes to all the situations or all the opportunity they have to improve whatever it is that they want to improve, but they're not looking at it. And it's literally just the same meaning for the sigil from this side. It's like literally they are not seeing their own Eight of Swords. So I did mention the Five of Coins when I was talking about this one, but anyway, it's in a different deck, so it doesn't really help my analogy. But if this one, the Five of Coins, yeah, this person is just leading themselves to more poverty because they are, again, they're burning all the situations that they have. Though this is a five, and five is about change. So I feel like eventually they're going to realize that they don't, I'm going to say eventually will run out of like bridges to burn, and it's going to be sort of like an island. And that's when they're going to be able to start to help themselves. In the upright position, like this card is about somebody who doesn't see what they have around them. and doesn't see the opportunity that they have. In this position, I'm like, it to me is like she's realizing she has long arms and she can pull herself right back up into the room. And I feel like this person will eventually get there, but it's only going to be after this Five of Coins. It's going to be when they're alone and they have nothing, and then they're going to finally be like, wait a minute. They're going to finally, their eyes are sort of going to open. It kind of reminds me of in the Hunger Games, in the first one. Um, After in the very beginning, Katniss's father dies, and they like literally almost starve to death until Katniss realizes, wait, there are a lot of herbs and things around the ground that they could start to eat and start to fill their bellies with. I'm feeling like it's not going to be that dramatic for this person. Like I do feel that if there's Five of Coins here, I do feel it's going to be very real. It's going to, I don't want to say homelessness, but it's going to almost feel like that, like they have nowhere else to turn. And so that is when this person will come to here. They will come here to I am my own soulmate. That's when they will realize, wait, I do have options that don't involve other people. And it's not like people haven't tried. I do just think that they are blaming because they cut people off so much and because they blame other people so much. It's like people are just going to get tired of it. Anyway, so now I'm going to come to the oracle card section. So the first ones I have for you are these Moonology cards, and you have 3. The first is Conclusions Are Within Reach, which is the full moon eclipse. The second is A Fiery Climax Approaches, which is the full moon in Aries. And the third is Your Commitment is Being Tested, which is the first quarter moon. The back of the deck is Show the World the Real You, which is the full moon in Aquarius. So, conclusions are within reach. To me, that is like kind of saying that they are getting here, because I do feel like this is a while out when they are going to sort of realize like this end of the road sort of thing, like where they realize, okay, now I have to do things for myself. I do think that's a while out. But for this card, I also do think it's for you, the Watcher, saying that I feel that this isn't a huge surprise to you, but you're going to realize it soon, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like a confirmation for this situation is coming. Then you have A Fiery Climax Approaches, which is the full moon in Aries. And for that, I'm feeling like it's just, yeah, a climax is coming. Like, again, with this conclusions are in reach, I do think that there is some sort of eye opener coming to you with this person, where you'll be able to see what's going on. I feel like it is a confirmation that's coming for you. And then we have Your Commitment is Being Tested, which is for this person. I do think that is just really saying that, you know, once they get to this period, it's going to only be them, and they're going to have to show and prove, not only to like get out of their situation, but really prove to themselves that they are going to be able to do it. And then also with Your Commitment is Being Tested, I do think that is for as well you, the Watcher, as in because they're going to be pushing you away. And I feel like it is for this person's highest good for you to walk away at that point, or even now, because they are once again pushing people away and they're cutting off a lot of bridges. And if I feel in this situation, it might just be that it's somebody you have known from the past, and they're coming back around, and you're trying to see if they've changed and if it's okay to invite them back into your life and into your energy. And again, I do think this person will not do anything. They're going to continue to blame the world around them. Do take it as it resonates. But if that is the situation with somebody who's watching it, I do think that's going to be the case. Or if you're thinking about reaching out to someone wondering if they're changed, I do think it's just going to be the same as what happened before. Anyway, so next I'm going to move on to these ones. These are Clow Cards. The first one you have is the Libra, and the second one you have is the Hope. So I'm going to start with the Libra. Okay, so the Libra says life action and adjusting the balance of ideas. So yeah, this is really again about adjusting what it is that they are thinking about the world and think about their situation, because eventually they will come to the part where they will adjust. And so it is saying that they'll come into balance, like this card here. But I do think again it is a bit off. But they are coming to that space. I do think that if it's a situation where you're contemplating again letting somebody back into your life, I do think it would be best to hold off for a bit at the moment. Anyway, so then the second card you have is the Hope, and the Hope is the best card in this deck. So this is when like love comes to a state of nothingness, and I do think that this where this person is going to go to nothingness, and then that's when they're going to realize what it is that they have available to them. And yeah, it's literally saying that they do have hope available. Like, don't lose hope in this person. They are going to come to where they need to go. It's just not, they're not there yet. Then the next card I have for you is one of these guarded by the angel cards, and the card you have is number 25, which is Nathaya. And Nathaya, well, with Nathaya, I am feeling for you is that it does say he has serenity, moderation, balance, self-control, and patience, and it will help him, and it helps him to achieve emotional and material stability. And I do think that's just really what this is saying for the person that you're inquiring about. They don't have that yet, but they're getting there. They will achieve this emotional and material stability. They're not there yet, but I do feel that they are on their way to getting there. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Anyway, I'm going to read the attributes out in case you wanted to call on this angel. The attribute is God who gives wisdom. The planet is Mars. The angelic choir is the powers. The ruling hour is from 8 a.m. to 8:20 a.m. The reasons for invoking are to receive wisdom and revelations about occult mysteries, to use white magic in order to bring about new revelations, and to achieve peace through the knowledge of power. So that's that information if you wanted it. And next, I'm going to go to these look-up cards. You have 4. So the first one is tough times don't last, tough people do. Okay? Tough times don't last, tough people do. And I do think that it's just for, firstly, I do think that this is a tough time for you, because I do feel like that you have genuine emotion for the person that you're inquiring about. But you're going to just have to wait it out. There's nothing really that you could do about the situation. They're going to have to change it on their own. And then the second is when this person comes to this situation where there's really nothing left for them. When they come to this situation where there's really nothing left for them, they will have to tough it out. Then the next one is don't live life through a screen. And I feel like it's just saying don't get caught up in this person's energy, because you have to live your life for yourself, if that makes sense. Like, you can't really wait around for this person, because this betterment of themselves is a while off. Then the next one is a goal. It's just a dream with a deadline. And I do think it's just really for this person about goal setting. So it's not really, again, I feel like they have goals and dreams, but they expect other people to do it for them. And it's really saying that you have to get up and do it yourself. And then last, you have forget the mistake and remember the lesson, which to me is just about remember what happened with this person in the past, because I do think that it's going to happen again if you engage with them now. It's not for the future, it's not for forever, it's just at the moment that's where it will go. And then on the back of the cards we have make an effort to learn something new every day, cook your favorite meal and share it with someone you love, Don't be full of excuses. Commit to seeing things to the end. And oops, smile at any chance you get. I feel like these are all good activities for the other person to do. I don't know if you could get them to watch this video or not, but if you can, that would be great. I usually don't really like the activities on the back of these cards, but that one, those are all good for that person, because I do feel like, especially with this one, cook your favorite meal and share it with someone you love. Like, I feel that the people who do go out their way for this person don't get anything back in appreciation or to show that the person's appreciative. So I feel like that will go a long way with a lot of people. Anyway, so I have a mindfulness activity for you now if you're interested in partaking in it. And the card you have is this one with this meerkat, and it's sitting down on the ground. And it says, just one breath. At any time during the day, take a moment to focus on one breath. Breathe in, breathe in, then out. Focus your attention on how this feels, where you notice the air moving, how your chest and abdomen move. Try it now. You're not looking for a revelation from this experience. Think of it more just a mental push-up for your mind. That's it, or if you want to do it a few times during the day. So that's a little activity if you wanted to do it. But anyway, pile 1, that's all I have for you. I hope that resonated. If it did, I would greatly appreciate it if you liked, shared, subscribed, and commented. If you don't know what to comment, you can always leave me a little flower. But other than that, don't forget to carpe your damn diem. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody who chose pile 2 with this sigil. Welcome to your reading. Once again, we're asking the question if your person has changed. I'm going to explain the sigil to you in just a second. I'm just going to show you your tarot first, and then after I read the tarot, I'm going to pull out some oracle cards a little later. So, the tarot you have are the 9 of Swords reversed, the Hangman reversed, here we go, and the Knight of Swords. The back of the deck, you have the Ace of Cups. And I want to pull the one on the bottom as well, which is the 6 of Cups. I'm going to do this for the other pile, but I felt sort of cold too for this one. Anyway, clarifying those, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the 9 of Wands, and then in the last position, 2 came out. So we have the 8 of Pentacles and Death. They actually came out this way. When I was turning them around, they kind of flipped. So that's how I'm going to keep them. The back of the deck, you have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. And the bottom, you have the Empress reversed. So your sigil means I love endings, which is good news in this case, I'm hoping, because you're asking have they changed, and hopefully they've changed for the better. Anyway, so I'm going to come here, and it is the Ace of Cups, and it's being clarified by the Knight of Pentacles reversed. I'm going to say that something has stirred them to, I want to say, move for some reason, even though the Knight of Pentacles is in the reverse position. Like, I sort of want to say that there was maybe in the past, like the situation that you're coming in from, is that they were on their way to do something. And I feel like they were making progress with something, but whatever it is that came, that was new, that stirred the emotions, is has caused them to sort of stall so they could stay with this person. I don't want to say that's you for some reason, but I feel like you're aware of the situation. And I feel like maybe it could have been that if the Knight of Pentacles, they were on their way to you. But right now with this new emotion that will ever happen, I want to say it's another person, but it doesn't have to be. There's like some sort of emotional there's some sort of emotional thing that's going on, and it started causing them to stall. I don't think it's a bad thing that's happening. I do think it's a good thing, but whatever it is, it's slowed them down. It's like stopped them from doing whatever it is they were preparing to do. This is the Knight of Pentacles, so it is the slowest moving knight. But yeah, they were on their way, but something is sort of stopping them. And I, for some reason, want to come here to the 10 of Coins reversed, and this is being clarified by the 9 of Swords reversed. It could have been that whatever it is that they were working towards is building the foundations for something stable, like a stable, I wouldn't say stable family life, but I don't think it was a family life in particular. Like maybe they were working their way through a business or up their ladder for their job, but now again they've completely stopped because this is in the reverse position. And then with the 9 of Swords, it's kind of reminded me of the Ace of Cups. Like there was some sort of anxiety associated with this, and this Eight of Cups situation is allowing them to sort of forget about that, like the reason. And then over here, you do have the Four of Wands in the reverse position and the Four of Swords over there. So there's more like pausing, new, it's more about stopping, no foundations, that sort of energy. Like the Knight of Pentacles plans out what they're going to do as well. They are the most slow knight, but they are the most preparing. So they're the one that's most stable. And I want to say whatever the situation is that was brought up, it has slowed them down completely. Like, instead of working on something physical and real and lasting, they're working on this new emotion that doesn't really, I want to say, it doesn't really have legs. With this Six of Cups and the Empress reversed, I'm gonna say like you are part of the Six of Cups. Like you have a long-standing relationship with this person, and it's a very innocent and feelings that you have. Like there's no malice, and I feel like they have the same for you. But at the same time, because you're like keep on looking back at this person and keep on like trying to see what they're up to, it's taking away a bit from yourself and your own energy. Anyway, I didn't do that much for the other pile, but it's kind of cold too for this one. So we're going to come here. Oh, so sorry. Firstly, so with the sigil, I love endings. I feel that it could be that this love situation is going to come to an end and they're going to go back to where they're going, but we'll see some more as we go on. Anyway, so we have the Hangman reverse, and it's being clarified by the 9 of Wands. So yeah, with the Hangman in the reverse position, this person is like, or at least they were ready to start to put action. Like with this Knight of Pentacles in the reverse position, it's very similar to me. So the Knight of Pentacles upright works very, very slow, and then in this position they're working so hard that they're not working at all, if that makes sense. But with the Hangman, it's sort of like that. So the Hangman, the upright position, takes a breath. This person is taking too many breaths. They're ready to come down. But with this 9 of Wands here, it's sort of that they are a bit, I don't want to say scared to come down, but that's what it's kind of reminded me. Like they don't really know which way to go once they're ready to come down. Like they've spent all this time like thinking, okay, this is what I should do, planning and thinking. It's sort of like, to me, like when you're about to write an essay and it's easy once you start, but it's just starting and you don't know how to start. Like you go research all the references you want and things like that. But actually starting is the most hard part. Yeah, and I'm not sure what it is about, but I do want to say it's it's a very financial endeavor. Um, it could be also about traveling or moving to another country or just moving in general. But yeah, whatever it was, this person has been planning for it for a long time. But then with this new thing, they sort of help themselves out themselves up with this Hangman. And then we're coming here to the Nine of Swords reverse and then the Queen of Pentacles. The Nine of Swords is there, so, and it's also in the reverse position again. And I'm looking at this and I want to say, like, to answer the question of the reading, have they changed? And I want to say, no, they haven't changed. Like, I feel with the Nine of Swords in the upright position, they would have had, like, I don't want to say stress on them, but it was just enough pressure for them to start to do what they want to do or try to keep on going to where it is that they wanted to achieve. However, in the reverse position, I'm feeling like now that the pressure's off, they're not going to be doing whatever it is that they need to do, if that makes sense. If this was a relationship that you were in, like perhaps it was sort of rocky before and now they don't feel like it's rocky, so they're starting to slack up again. Or maybe even if it's just like they're a writer and they have a deadline, now that they don't have a deadline anymore, so they're not doing it anymore. However, on the inside, they still feel like they are valuing whatever this opportunity is. Like, what I'm seeing with this Queen of Pentacles here is that the person is really valuing that the Nine of Swords is in the reverse, basically. Like, it's a big mental relief for them that they're not thinking about this situation. Sorry, that they're not thinking about the situation that they were trying to go for, because I do think it was stressing it out. They also do value the Ace of Cups in itself. I'm not really sure what it represents. For some people, I do think it could represent another person or another relationship or something like that. They do value that person. But what they're really valuing is sort of the mental relief that it's providing. But I want to say that they haven't forgotten about the other, what it is that their goal is anyway. Like, I feel like they think that they're still working towards it, but in reality, they're not really putting that much effort. It's not really on purpose. It's just like, it's sort of now that they don't have it, they're seeing what a strain it was to carry. And I'm gonna say with this, I love the endings. It's more like, it's not that they love that they are no longer thinking about the thing. It's more like it's bringing a freshness to them, and that's what they're really valuing in this situation. But what I do see coming is they're gonna like get a fire under their tail again. Like, they're going to reignite their spark and their passion for whatever this thing that they wanted to work for is anyway. Like, the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight. So he goes from the slowest moving knight, your person's going from the slowest moving knight in the reverse to the fastest moving one in the upright. So it's a very good sign that they are willing to put back in the effort that they were doing in the first place. I feel like, though, with this one, it's more going to be a lot more freeing for them. It's not going to be like over here, the Knight of Pentacles just plans and plans and plans and moves very, very, very slowly. He has enough planning. This person has had enough planning. They're like ready to rush in because they are, with this mental break, it's more like, okay, now they feel a lot more refreshed and now they're ready to go in and handle whatever business that they have to handle. And with the Eight of Pentacles, it is them ready to work hard. And then you have the Death card, and the Death card is literally about an ending. So it could be a new transition. And you have here, I love endings. So they're going to be able to move on to whatever it is that they want to go. It might also have to do with the end of whatever this Ace of Cups situation is, though I think it's only for some people. But I do for some people, it's also this Ace of Cups situation is just what is it? It's just a temporary thing anyway. It's temporal. It's not going to go. It was never going to go on forever. But yeah, I do see that they are going to go back to what it is that they were focusing on in the first place. But that does mean but when they do go back to that situation, it's going to be in a lot different way. It's going to be in a lot better way. So have they changed? It's sort of, well, are they going to change? It's sort of a yes and a no. So no, they're not going to stop focusing on the thing, but the energy that they're bringing towards it is very different and it's a lot more refreshing. But at the moment, even though when I asked, I heard the answer was no, they haven't changed, but it's sort of more like, I want to say that for you, I feel like that you might be asking about responsibility. So they haven't changed. They have changed in the fact that they're leaving their responsibility behind in this sort of instance, but it's more they haven't, because I want to say that they're not very reliable here at this stage for whatever it is that you're inquiring about. It's not something that you should rely on them for, but their energy is going to be different from what you last remember them as, I'm going to say. Anyway, so I'm going to start with your oracle cards now, and I'm going to start here with Monology. You have 4. So the first one I have for you is adjustments are required, which is the 3rd quarter moon. I'm going to bring that close. Then you have the answers you need are coming, which is the full moon in Gemini. Then it's believe in the impossible, which is the blue moon. And lastly, you have your commitment is being tested, which is the 1st quarter moon. This card was also in the last pile. For the back of the deck, you have a win-win outcome is forecast, which is the full moon in Libra. So we're going to start here with adjustments are required. And I do think it's just saying that this person's going to have to adjust the way that they go about things, because again, over here, they are burnt out. And after this break, they're going to be able to go back towards it, but it is a warning saying not to go too fast into it. I feel when they go into it the next way, it won't be a burnout situation, but it is sort of saying watch out for that. And I want to say for you, the watcher as well, it's sort of maybe adjust your expectations of them. And then we have the answers you need are coming, which I do think it is again for you, the watcher. I do think it's sort of a similar Moonology situation with the pile 1. So I do think that you are going to be able to see or something's going to reveal to you exactly what their priorities are. And then we have believe in the impossible, which is the blue moon. So for this, I do think that it is, again, for them, even though they wanted something really bad, with all their planning, they got kind of burnt out. But I feel that when this new offer came in, they again stopped working, because it was maybe they thought of it as a either or sort of situation. But I feel like there will be a sort of compromise to the situation. And then last one you have is your commitment is being tested, which is the 1st quarter moon. And I'm feeling like for you, it's just really, again, with this person, they have this thing that they want to go to. And this person, this emotional situation that's come in has sort of put it towards the back burner. So it is kind of testing their commitment, but I do feel that they will be able to reignite their commitment eventually. Anyway, so now I'm going to come to these, which are Clow Cards, and you have 2. The first one is the Arrow, and the second one is the Fight. So I'm going to start with the Arrow for you today. So the Arrow says a surge of energy, aggressiveness. And what the Arrow is really about, though, is charging towards a goal. So it is just another confirmation for me that this person is going to be able to reach towards their goal. It is very Knight of Swords energy to me. So yeah, they're going to rush towards their goal. They're going to charge towards it with all of the energy. Like if you think about the way an arrow is, like they pull back their energy and then release. And it is just literally about that. And then The second one is the fight. So the fight says an omen to the big turning point. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Like, it is going to be a big turning point for this person coming. Like, right now, I feel that they are sort of still, but eventually they will be able to, like, go in. It's sort of, again, towards me, like, saying the arrow. So with the arrow, you know, they're still for a bit, and then they let go, and that's how this person's going to be behaving. With the fight, it is really a omen towards that release of energy. The omen does warn, however, that you don't want to build up on momentum too much, or you can make a mistake. I do feel like if we're going to continue the other analogy, it'll be like pulling back the bow too far and then it breaks. I don't really feel that this person is in danger of that at the moment, but it is sort of something to keep in mind. But yeah, the turning point is coming. The next card I have for you is one of these guided by the angel cards, and this is the one you got, which is number 48, which is Mahiel. So with this angel, Mahiel, it does say that affectionate and deeply peaceful, he loves everyone deeply and has the good of the wider community in mind at all times. And I do want to say that that part is similar to this person. Like, even though they are sort of paused at the moment, I do feel like they are going to once again get back onto their horse and keep on going. And it's not really, I want to say, just for them. I do feel like there's other people involved in the background that they are doing this for. It could be something like going to school and they're like, oh, once I finish school, then I could help take care of my family or something like that. But I feel like one of the reasons why this person was so stressed out about the opportunity in the first place is because if it doesn't happen right, I feel like it will be more repercussions than they want to really let on. Anyway, so I'm going to read out the attributes of the angel now in case you want to call on him. So the attribute is Father God who gives help. The planet is the sun. The angelic choir is the principalities. The ruling hour is from 3:40 p.m. to 4 p.m. The reasons for invoking are to find peace and harmony with a partner, to have friendships and a faithful marriage, to invoke God's help, and to open up our perceptions. So yeah, that's him if you want to call on him. Next, what I have for you are these look up cards. You have 3 today. So the side is sort of a tip, and it says, do what you are afraid to do. And I feel like this is really for you, the listener. I do feel like there may be some sort of confrontation that you want to have with this person. Take it as it resonates. But yeah, I feel like just by reading that, it's like some sort of thing that you want to say to this person just to get it off your chest. And it is saying to go for it. And maybe it is the kick that they need to get back to where it is that they want to go. I want to come back to here really quickly with the I love endings. And I want to say that I really do think that is going to spark them to get back onto their journey. The next one you have is a year from now. You will wish that you had started today. And I do think that is really for the person. It's just, again, kick them back to where they need to go. And then we have don't let failure define you. And I just want to say it's really for the person to say, like, even though they sort of slowed down for a bit, it's not really a failure as long as you don't stop, if that makes sense. So the back side of the cards, you have walking is good for your body and mind to find ways to increase your step count each day. Put aside past differences and reach out to old friends. And do you have an aftershave, an outfit, or a drink that you've been saving for a special occasion? Make that occasion today. So I usually don't really like those very much. So I have this new thing for you, which is a mindfulness activity. The one you have is this, and it looks like Times Square, I think. And it's just a bunch of billboards and people walking around. So it says, full sensory awareness exercise. This one you do now, right now. Wherever you are, just stop and look around when it is safe to do so. Become aware of everything that your senses pick up. How do you feel? Do you feel overstimulated? Do you feel anxious? Take a moment and appreciate where you are and what is happening along with how you are actually feeling in this very moment. But yeah, that's something nice to do right now if you're interested. But other than that, pile 2, I hope that resonated. That's all I have for you today. If it did resonate, I would appreciate it if you liked, shared, subscribed, and commented. If you don't know what to comment, you can always leave me a little flower. But yeah, other than that, don't forget to carpe your damn diem. Bye-bye. So, hello to everybody who chose pile 3 and this sigil. This is your reading. So I'm going to explain your sigil in just a second. I'm just going to show you your tarot first, and then after I read the tarot, I will clarify with some oracle cards a little bit later. Once again, this reading is asking the question, has your person changed? So, the tarot I've pulled for you are the Four of Coins, or the Four of Pentacles, the World reversed, and then for the last position, 2 came out, and you have the Ace of Wands reversed and the Page of Coins reversed. And they came out sort of like that. The back of the deck, you have the Devil reversed, and I kind of want to pull out this one, and it is Justice. So clarifying those, you have Judgment, the Three of Swords reversed, and the King of Cups. The back of that deck, you have the Four of Wands and the Chariot on the bottom. Didn't take the bottom cards for pile 1 only, but I didn't feel called to, so it was fine. Yeah. So your sigil means I have taken the first step. So you'll see what that has to do with the context of your reading as we go on. But what I think it might be is that the person has not taken the first step yet. A lot of times the sigil comes up for what the person or what you need in the situation. So because this one has come up, it might be that they need to take the first step, if that makes sense. Anyway, we're going to come here to the Devil reversed, and it's being clarified by the Four of Wands reversed. So what I'm kind of seeing with this is that there was some sort of situation that was holding this person back. It could have been some sort of addiction as well. For some reason, when I did read the sigil, like the 12 steps of the Alcoholic Anonymous program did come to my head. So it could be addictions that you are dealing with, but take it how it resonates. But yeah, I feel like that there was some sort of addiction holding this person back. But they're trying to get over it, so there is an effort. However, with these Four of Wands in this reverse position, I feel that it doesn't really have any legs. It might have been they maybe tried to quit cold turkey, so, or, well, I'm just going to, if it was the addiction analogy, if they tried to quit cold turkey, maybe they was having a lot of bad withdrawals, so it made it very difficult. Like, I am kind of seeing this card underneath it, which is the Seven of Wands. And as you can see, this person is, in this card in particular, they're very worried. They're like wandering through a forest. And in general, Seven of Wands does represent having to be defensive. So I feel that whatever the situation this person is dealing with, it is something very strong that's binding them, and they're trying to walk away from it. Anyway, so I'm going to come here, and you have the World reversed, and it's being clarified by the Three of Swords reversed. So I feel like the reason what this person is going through this situation is because they lost something that they thought was very important to them. Like, I'm going to say, if it was the world, they lost their world to them. And it did bring them a lot of heartbreak. And that's why I feel like they are going through whatever situation did bring you to this reading. It doesn't have to be like very, let's say, dramatic. Like maybe they lost their job, and because of that, they could have withdrew from you, the watcher, or something like that. So just take it as it resonates. Like, do apply it to your own situation. But I'm feeling with this Three of Swords in the reverse position, by whatever coping mechanism they did choose to go through, it did hurt them as well as you, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't, I feel like it was hurting themselves, but it hurt somebody else more. And I feel like that person could have been you. Like, it could have hurt you very, if it was that they withdrew, it could have hurt you that they withdrew. If they turned to drugs, it could hurt you that they turned to drugs. But yeah, with this Three of Swords, I'm sensing like a lot of regret over the fact that they hurt somebody else in the situation. Like, I feel this person doesn't mind hurting themselves that much because they know that they could handle it and they won't really be too hard on themselves in that aspect. But I'm feeling that most of the pain in this situation is that they hurt somebody else as well, if that makes sense. And with the sigil, I have taken the first step. I do think that it could be that they want to apologize to whoever it is that they hurt. Like, I feel that for them, they think that the first step for them to sort of, I'm going to say the first thing for them to sort of get back to where they want to be is for the other person to forgive them. And it's not that the other person needs to forgive them, it's that they need to apologize. And I feel like they want to face that. Didn't go here before, but I feel like this person does feel a lot of responsibility for whatever the situation is. And they have they feel a lot of responsibility and a lot of regret. And they do want to make things right with the Justice and the Chariot. Like, the Justice is about being fair, and Chariot is somebody who rushes into it. Well, not rushes. Chariot goes into it firmly. The Chariot doesn't waver. And that's what really that they're thinking about, is trying to right whatever the situation is. Then we have the Four of Coins, and it's being clarified by Judgment. And I feel that even though they really want to right the situation, they're afraid to. Like, in this Four of Coins, you can see that this bird is sort of concealing this woman in here. And I feel that in this, a lot of times with the Four of Coins, what I see is that the person, even though it seems that they're protecting one thing, they're really protecting their self, and they're really protecting their heart space. And with this Four of Coins, I do think that even though they have such a desire to apologize, I feel that once they do, it'll like bring up a lot of ill emotions that they don't really want to deal with, and they're very afraid of that. Especially with this Judgment here, the Judgment card brings the dead back to life, and they're really afraid of those consequences for what it will mean for them emotionally. Like, do they want to? Definitely. Like, the Chariot is a good sign that it's really on their mind. Like, that's what they actually really want to do. However, like, what I'm coming to is the next cards. The next cards here is the Ace of Wands reverse. And the Ace of Wands reverse is about inaction. Like, even though I feel on their mind they really want to, like, that's what they want to do in their heart of hearts. It's just, it might be too much for them to handle at the moment. Like, also with this Page of Coins, like, the pages are the youngest and the least mature the of the court cards. And I'm feeling that with this Page of Coins in the reverse position, like, the Page of Coins goes out to seek their fortune, and this person with it in the reverse position, it's just that even though this is what they want, this is what they want to build, it's just inaction here because of them trying to protect their heart space so much. Like, we have the King of Cups in the reverse, clarifying it. So I do feel like that eventually they will be able to grow up and to get to the position where they can actually emotionally handle what it is that they want to do with the apology, if it is an apology or whatever it is. I feel like eventually they'll be able to get to this situation. It's a long, long time coming. Like, I feel like this is the longest out of all of the out of all three piles. This is the one that's farthest away from the change that the person wants to see within themselves. I do feel that if you, the watcher, were to reach out to them instead, I feel that they would still be too afraid to say whatever it is that is on their mind. Like, I do feel that though, if you were to reach out to them, eventually it will be faster for them to get to the state where they could actually apologize the way that they want to. It will be it will be faster, but and I do think they will appreciate it, but I don't think it will be for the exact their best, if that makes sense. Because I feel that if you were to do it, it will sort of cheat them out of the process of them being able to grow, if that makes sense. Like, they have to take the first step for themselves in this situation. Oops. So to answer the question, have they changed? It's a yes and a no. Like, they have changed on the inside, I want to say. Like, they have changed as in they've seen the error of their ways, they've realized what they've done wrong, and I don't think they'll be making that mistake again. However, they haven't changed because I feel like you'll be able to see a change in them, but it's more like they haven't you won't be able to see that they learned, if that makes sense. Like, you can see that they've changed, but they wouldn't really address what has happened before if you were to talk to them now. Anyway, so I'm going to move on to your oracle cards now. The first ones I'm going to start with are these, which are Moonology cards, and you have 3. So the first one is What Do You Need to Release, which is the waning moon. The next is Balance, Spirituality, and Practicality, which is the full moon in Pisces. And the third is The Answers You Need Are Coming, which is the full moon in Gemini. The back of the deck, you have Faith in Your Dreams, which is the waxing crescent moon. So I'm going to start here with What Do You Need to Release. And I do think it is really for them to release the feeling of, I want to say, scaredness that they have about the situation. I feel like whoever it is that they want to apologize to will accept the apology, but I don't think that they're going to give it to them right off bat, if that makes sense. Like, they're going to make them work through it a bit, if you catch my drift. It could be you, like, if it was a bad breakup, if this person were to reach out, like, they will apologize, but I feel like you wouldn't just hand them the apology, if that makes sense. Like, you'll try to want them to prove that they've changed. I feel like for you, I do think that if it is you that they have hurt, it might be suggesting that it could be okay to release the hurt that you feel. Do take it as it resonates, because you don't want to, because I feel that emotion always has a purpose. But yeah, do you take it as it resonates? So then the next one is Balance, Spirituality, and Practicality, which is the full moon in Pisces. And yeah, I do think that's just really about the apology again, because it will be, let's say, spiritual for you to release the negative emotion that you have, but is it really practical? Especially if this person has hurt you a lot, it wouldn't really be practical to, let's say, just sweep it under the rug. Like, you're going to actually want to work through these things with this person, because I feel like if you don't, it'll just sort of be pent up. And then the last one you have is The Answers You Need Are Coming, which is the full moon in Gemini, which was in the last pile. But I do think this is just really saying that it's sort of like the answers of why this person did what they did. Yeah, that's really it. Like, whatever the situation is, I feel like you are sort of lost as to why exactly it all happened the way it did. And this is really just saying that yeah, you'll be able to get those answers. I do feel like, though, it is when this person does come back that you'll get the answers that you need. If you were to reach out to them, the answers wouldn't really come, if that makes sense. Then we have, if we're going to go back to this sigil, I have taken the first step. It is just really, again, the first step to balancing out the situation and what you need to release. Is all about first steps here. Except really the answers you need are coming. But once the person takes the first step, the answers will come. Then next I have these clow cards for you. You have two. The first one is the float, and then the second is the lock. So I'm going to read these out to you, starting with the float. So the float says liberation from restraint, freedom. But what it is about making steady effort and steady progress. And I do think that that's what this person is coming to. Like, even though I feel like you're not really in contact with this person at the moment, but they are making efforts and steady progress to getting to the point where they're ready to really talk to you. So yeah, it is, I feel with the restraint part, it is about freeing themselves from the restraint of this sort of protective phase, because I do feel like they are quite afraid of what the reaction will be. And now the next one we have is the lock. So the lock says intelligence, awareness of the truth. And I feel like that with you is that I feel that you do know that something is up with this person. I do think that you have a feeling that, I mean, like, there's a reason that you came to this video. I do think that you know that there's something that's wrong with this person that you aren't aware of. But this card does say it's better to leave it alone for now. Like, this person, I feel like, is being represented by the luck. And it's really saying that they are closed off at the moment with explaining what's going on. Though the luck will open, I feel it is coming there. It's just you really need to give them the time to sort of open up themselves. The next card I have for you is one of these guided by the angel cards, and the one you have is number 5, which is Mahasya. It says in here that he is always growing and changing in various areas, including his work and love life. And I do think it's really just the part that he is growing. And I do think that it's just for you to keep on board. Like, this person has realized something's wrong. Like, this person definitely knows that something's wrong, and you know something's wrong. They're growing into the person that can come back and stand up and take responsibility for what they did. It is a bit way off but they are definitely trying it. It's not like they are unaware. It's just they're trying to, let's say, gather their strength for that. So I'm going to read out the attributes now in case you want to call on this angel. So the attribute is God the Savior. The planet is Neptune. The angelic choir is Seraphim. The ruling hour is from 1:20 a.m. to 1:40 a.m. The reasons for invoking are to live in peace with everyone, to gain moral strength, to grant us knowledge of the sciences and spirits, and to understand psychology and theology. So next I have these lookup cards for you, and you have 3. And so the first one you have is do what you are afraid to do, and it is really just about the person to come to apologize. I do think that they are very afraid to do it, and I do think it is pretty for the best that they are taking their time to gather their strength, because I feel like if they were to do it now, you would still bite off their head. Like, I feel that you want to bite off their head because whatever they did really crossed a boundary with you. And I feel that if they were to do it now, whatever was to happen would be to happen. Like, if you got mad at them back, it would sort of diminish your confidence to a place that they wouldn't be able to, let's say, come back from. If they wait, that means, like, when they apologize and you get mad at them back, they will still have the strength to keep on going with that apology, if that makes sense. Because I do feel that you want this person in your life. It's just, I feel there's a lot of trust that's been lost. I feel that you want to work on it after you get your emotions out there, if that makes sense. So right now, if they were to come to you, when you're expressing yourselves, they would run away again. In this case, it is a lot better. And then we have old ways won't open new doors, which is sort of like what I just said. If they were to come as they are now, it's sort of in their old energy and they will run away again. The new way with them evolving is where is best for them to go. And then we have Be Your Own Superhero, and that is just really, again, about them gathering their strength and being able to grow up into the person that they really want to be. On the back of the cards, we have walking is good for your body and mind, so find ways to increase your step count each day. Let the people you love know that you love them. Oops. And it's okay to be offline sometimes. Disconnect and reconnect with yourself instead. So those are activities that you or the person could do if you're interested. I'm not sure how you get them to the person, but what I did get was a mindfulness activity for you to do if you're interested. So this one I have for you, and it's a brick wall and it's a shadow on it. And it says mindful shadow boxing. For hundreds of years, martial artists and boxers have used shadow boxing to hone their technique and prepare for combat. However, you don't need to be a fighter to box with your shadow. Take 10 minutes out of the day to fight with your shadow. Make sure to keep your breathing steady and focus purely on fighting your shadow. Feel the movement on your arms and legs when you punch or kick. Feel the power and pressure within your body. Paired with simple footwork and steady breathing, shadow boxing becomes an excellent vehicle for mindful exercise. So yeah, that's something you could do if you're a one. But I do if you want. But whenever I do get this one, it does sort of mean to me literally fighting your shadow, like your shadow side. So shadow work could be something that you could be interested in, or perhaps the person is already engaging in. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. Pile 3. I hope that resonated. If it did, I would appreciate it if you liked, shared, subscribed, and commented. If you don't know what to comment, you could always leave me a flower. But yeah, other than that, don't forget to carpe your damn diem. Bye bye.